What's up, guys? This is Nikki from the Bike Minded Podcast, and this episode is brought to you guys by the folks over at Bicycle.com. They're the globe's largest marketplace for used bikes, where you can find over 20,000. You can search from over 20,000, you guys, used and refurbished road, mountain, gravel, you name it, bikes. You can search their marketplace for whatever brand you're looking for. They even deliver a box to your door so that they take all that work out of it for you. So feel free to check out their website. That's BUYCYCLE and use our code BikeMinded to receive 0% seller fees when you sell your bike on their marketplace online. Get your used bike sold so you can get a brand new one. Check it out, guys. Bicycle.com and use the promo code BikeMinded. Now let's get into this episode. I'm all about that bass. I love that chick. What's her name?
God, I don't
I
know.
never remember the pop star girl's name. Hey, we're back. Clap, clap.
Where's the horn?
Fucking horns, guys. Bring the horns. We'll give them two. Mm-hmm. Give him two horns.
Double Toots McGee, we're both here.
Double Toots McGee. Is that your nickname?
You and my phone are Nikki Soup Boy.
Soup Boy.
Bradwell.
Yeah. Yeah, I love me a stew.
Not a stew, sir.
No.
Oh, puree papa.
Oh, yes.
Someone has already just turned off the podcast. It was like
We've lost
false advertising.
We've lost a few of you. Oh, shit, I forgot my coffee. You got to fill the air right now. I need my coffee. I can't get through this without my coffee.
Go get it.
Getting it.
Now that we are implementing video, I cannot roll in here looking busted AF. Actually, I do. Typically on Wednesdays, I go to my resistance training class before this, and we had a insane routine. She was dripping.
Extra resistance.
Dripping. So I don't wear any mascara because I don't want to roll in here looking like
mascara.
Alice Coop.
Yeah.
Serving up some Alice Coop for you.
It's giving Alice Cooper.
You are serving up some Alice Cooper.
Giving. I have to talk about the slang, and I guess this is just, you just get to a certain point and you just have a cutoff and you're like, I can't do these sayings anymore. And I think for me, it's giving was... It was the one that broke me.
I moved to New York City in 2002 or 3. I was very young. I was living amongst the gays. Love them. Ally for
we
life.
Love the gays here.
So It's Giving was around
for a long time,
loud and proud.
Wow.
Then, so it's not a new thing.
It's just the masses. It just caught on.
It's
at
not a new
point.
thing at all. It's just slang that has made its way to the mainstream.
Yeah. We've got Riz. We've got.
What's Riz?
It's charisma, but it's a short version. Yeah.
Okay.
He's got the Riz.
Okay.
Also this one, and I don't even know if I actually know how to say it properly, but it's like skibbity toilet something. There's like this whole and it means like trash or something. I don't know. There's
skibbity toilet.
Skibbity. There's another part to it. I'm missing it. And there's probably look up skibbit. Just look up skibbity. I'm sure you can.
How do you
find,
spell skibbity?
I don't know. I would put SKIBITY.
Skibbity toilet Riz.
Skibbity toilet Riz. I think
other
it's
people. The slang Riz means charisma, as stated by Know Your Meme in February 2023. YouTuber DeFuck Boom. Fuck spelled F-U-Q.
Yes, of course.
So I really feel like I'm pushing the boundaries of the subreddit's namesake, but after hearing and seeing these noises so many times now. Oh my God. Skibbity Riz comes from an extremely popular YouTube
Okay.
video titled Skibbity Toilet.
We're on YouTube now, so maybe we need to be hip on these terms to bring in the younger audience.
I don't feel like our demographic would.
I think you're right.
Vibe.
I think we'd lose all of our core audience and probably not gain the young audience either.
Yeah.
We're cringe here.
You gotta be a certain person.
We're a little cringe.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some slang, and I guess that's just me accepting of my elder status. There's just I've always felt like a fairly hip and or cool individual, but I guess I've fallen out of that pretty aggressively.
I've been around enough teenagers and 20-somethings to know that I am no longer cool.
And I haven't been. I have the young kids. They haven't really learned to burn me yet.
Yeah.
Super hard.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
And I'll probably lean into it super hard. Like I finally get like why your parents wanted to embarrass you. It's like the most fun. Like I'm really looking forward to like trying to know all the slang and like, hit them back with it.
Yeah.
But
my mom did this. If you're listening, Mom, I love you. When I was going through my teen goth years, my mom really wanted to connect with me, and she started buying the Nine Inch Nails albums that I was listening to, and she would memorize all the lyrics so we could connect. But my mom has always turned every song into a musical or a ballad. So she'd be like, she's like, yeah, that Snoop Dogg dog.
Snoopy Doopy Doopy
Head like
dog.
a hole, black as your soul. I'd rather die.
I'm buying that album. I'm telling you right now.
Suze needs to do an album.
Come out with an album
of covers.
I know you're listening, Suze. We need it. We need all the covers.
She's viral.
We need
every
to have,
minute of her
her
life.
on the pod. We really
God,
do.
that would be coming soon.
Coming soon. So yeah, I guess we're gonna put the the Riz and all the other slangs on the back burner. I guess we'll stick to bikes and stuff we know.
Let's talk to bikes.
Yeah.
Talk about
Let's
bikes.
talk to the bikes. It's all the bikes listening that we're really doing this for.
I think you should just start the podcast from here.
And rolling. No, this is what the people love. They love the real. The semi-insane version of both of us that comes in here.
So give me a little update on you. How's the week been? What's been going on in your world?
Week's been good, actually. Week's been really good. I've been like ratcheting up volume a little bit more. I've been doing some sprinkling in some indoor workouts. Yesterday I did a 2-a-day. Like I did a gym workout in the morning super early before my kids went to school. This was like, if I can think of a perfect world, this is how things would work out. And that's the way it worked yesterday. I woke up at like 5, went to the gym, got my gym workout done, came back home, helped my wife with the kids, took them to school, handled all this shit. So I'm like a champion on my wife's side, right? Because I'm helping her out so much in the morning. Go do my thing, get a bunch of work done. I'm super productive at work. I'm just much more productive when I get some sort of workout in the morning.
Yes.
You get it.
I'm
Everybody listening
I
probably
concur.
gets that.
Yes.
And then I did a Trainer Road workout late in the day, which I've really just not wanted to do lately, but I think I've been doing too much. And anybody who's familiar with Trainer Road, I've been doing like specialty phase stuff. So it's like real specific, real high intensity. And I've like failed a couple workouts recently. And it's totally turned me off to the indoor trainer lately.
Or when you say failed, because I did do Trainer Road back in the day, and I've really been missing having a trainer lately. And don't get me wrong, my Peloton is amazing. It got me through my injury. It's been wonderful during inclement weather, but I sold my old trainer at one point, and we no longer have a trainer in the house, but I miss those structured workouts. And of all of them, I found Trainer Road to be the most palatable for me, as I mentioned before, with not Zwift. I'm not a video game person, and I find myself getting bored looking at a screen.
Turns
but
you
it's
off a little
easier,
Yeah.
like having your own playlist and watching the metrics of Trainer Road. And there are people on the other end helping to design programs or whatever. So what did you do
I
specifically?
think that I just built up a real decent amount of strength when I was doing consistent trainer road workouts, and it had me at a certain level. And I think maybe my FTP has probably dropped a little bit, and I was in, so you can do like base phase, which is pretty manageable. A lot of like sweet spot workouts, stuff like that. You can do, there's another one in addition to this, but like specialty phases are going to be like, hey, I want to be ready for cyclocross racing and I want to peak in 8 weeks.
So it can be event based. I have an event coming. Okay.
Yes. And so what you'll do is you'll build out that training program and then you put events in there and it will cater your training and taper it off based off of
incredible.
Events. It's the most.
Now remind us, how much is Trainer Road roughly a month?
25 or something like
That's
that.
That's not bad.
It's in line with Zwift and all the other ones. I don't know. I think it may have gone up a little bit since. And they do the like, if you sign up for longer, you get a discount.
Right.
If for the money, you can't beat it. If you want, if your goal is to become a stronger cyclist and you don't have like a trainer that's watching, like not an indoor trainer, but like a personal trainer that's watching over your workouts and making sure you're doing all the right stuff, Trainer Road is the most efficient and best tool at like making you stronger and improving whatever you want to do. So, yeah, I think I was in these specialty phases. It was a lot of VO2 workouts. It was a lot of like super high intensity, even though the
that's
intervals
where I
are
need
shorter.
to spend some time as well.
And it works. It works really well, but it has to be calibrated. You have to be in a zone that works for you. You also have to build up to that point. And I hadn't built up to that point and had one of these old training plans that I just wasn't doing. And I hopped back on and like thought I could just hang, and man, it just
slide right
30
back
seconds
in.
on, 30 seconds off in some of these. And I mean, some of these 30-second ons are pretty high watts, and you're just like, okay, you make it through 5 or 6. And then like by the 6th one, you're just like, fuck, I got like 18 more of these and it's pretty daunting. So, I've got back on there and have entered more of like a base phase until I think about 8 weeks until we get to the beginning of SAC cyclocross, because that's like
and the date on that is,
they haven't even put out the final dates yet, but we're talking late September.
Okay.
So 8 weeks till then is when I'm going to start doing this like real like build to specialty phase. Because cyclocross at the end of the day is like what I love the most and what I think I'm strongest at. And I really want to just like kick ass this year at cyclocross. So, and they have a cyclocross specific training plan in there. They have gravel, they have endurance, they have mountain biking, XCO mountain biking. Apologize if this is picking any of this up, but my dog is probably barking at another dog walking by.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I'm feeling really good lately. Like I said, I did one of these like sweet spot workouts in Trainer Road. Felt really good. I've been just like really trying to be a lot more malleable with my schedule and also not miss workouts and like make that a priority. And I think it's made a big difference. This last week or two have been really pretty solid.
That's great.
Also trying to spin out a lot of the death ride still. It's just like, I've never had a soreness in my glutes in my entire life like I've had after death ride.
Yeah.
My deep butt cheek.
Your deep butt.
Sore. Deep butt. Yeah.
The underbutt even.
Just
everything.
So much soreness that I'm like trying to shake, and it's finally going away.
I feel like the base workouts are going to be good for that. Just spinning out a lot of that lactic acid build up.
And in yesterday's, I finally watched that Mark Cavendish doc on Netflix.
Oh, it's so wonderful.
And I'm like, goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'm on the trainer like with goosebumps.
Now when he won his stage that everybody, like when Cab wins, everybody wins. It's just such an inspiring career.
Fucking Lance Armstrong. God, it's just Lance not like doubting him so many times in that doc, and you're just like, you can't help but just be like, fucking Lance. God damn you.
Lance. Yeah.
Of course, then after I got done with that doc, I put on the 30th for 30 of Lance, which I just started.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. Maybe not sat down and watched it, maybe played it in the background, but I will watch it for us to have.
We'll have a combo because I just started it, and it's like a few up. I don't know. I've never watched any of the 30 for 30s. I hear really good things about how detailed they are, but Yeah, I'm in all the sports docs, and then my wife and I just started
Watch
watching this
Sprint.
Simone Biles.
Oh yeah, that
one
one's
last night.
amazing. I love the kind of spotlight that Netflix is putting into all of these different sports and telling these stories of these athletes. And even if it isn't a sport that you partake in, as anybody really looking for an inspiring story and wanting to watch things about individuals overcoming hardships and
It's
whether it be
powerful
physical
shit.
or emotional. I love being inspired. I love storytelling. So these sports doc are really
They're good. Yeah,
hitting
and
a sweet
you'll think
spot.
at the beginning you're like, I don't even care. I also watched that Dallas Cowboys cheerleader fucking
Oh, so did
doc.
I.
And
Great.
I'm like,
It was
I
great.
don't care about cheerleaders all that much. And then before I know it, I'm just like, oh my God, these women.
Yeah.
They're fucking
Incredible.
all I thought through that whole thing was like, how the fuck do they not pay these women more?
That is
It's
what I
so
wanted
heinous.
to
It's
know.
like abuse. It's straight
like
up insane.
The sacrifice and the commitment. And a lot of these women are like, yes, during the daytime, I am a pediatric surgeon. And then I spend my nights cheering for the Dallas Cowboys for $8.25 an hour.
Yeah, and you're like, I want
This
they require
multi-billion-dollar
this huge
industry.
dedication and the best of the best of the best. It's like, well, if you want the best of the best of the best, fucking pay them decent money, and then they don't have to work.
The budget is there.
Yeah,
The budget's
I know it's there.
there.
I know it's there. The one woman in it,
Sucks.
and I won't go too deep
It's
in
like,
this
it's
for people
about
that haven't
pride.
seen it.
It's about pride.
The owner's daughter
yes.
that like runs it. I was like, this woman is. You can tell she's pure evil. Like
Yeah.
she is something real nasty.
Yep.
I don't know what it is about her, but you're just like, you can tell. You're like, I feel like she's like a prime candidate for hiding like really dark shit about like an organization. She had that vibe.
Yeah.
Like a Hunger Games bad
Diabolical.
person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, we love docs. Love a good doc.
Docs are great. Did you watch the tour? We have not spoken that
Haven't
much
really
about the
talked
tour. We can talk tour.
I've been catching up. I'm honestly only to like, I think I got to stage 18, the highlights. I've only been able to watch highlights from the beginning.
I was
And,
really, I was among many. I really wanted to see Pogača take it back this year, and obviously Vingegaard, and had that crash with Evenepoel, and I think was it Wout, who was that 3-person crash where they all got injured. I don't remember. I have to look.
That was late in
That was the one that that kind of put them at a disadvantage starting the tour. But I'm so happy. I was surprised because Remy and I were watching it together, and Pogača at the end really turned it up. And there was one stage, I think maybe, I want to say it was stage 18 or 19, where he was 3 minutes behind, and everybody thought that, God, I don't remember who was in the front. My mind is not working right now.
Yeah.
There's so many, and I know them, but there's a lot of them. But Pogača just put in this insane effort and ended up making up 3.5 minutes and winning the stage.
Yeah, he can be
and
such
Sean
a
was like, "This is bullshit," and he's like, "It's not exciting," and I'm like, "This is exciting. It's exciting to me."
Yeah,
but I get it. He's like, he should give other people a chance to win who aren't even in the GC classification, who don't even have a chance of winning.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I
winners
feel like
are going to go for it no matter
but
what.
if you have it in you,
yeah, they're not going to give it away. There's
and
no way.
And also he has such sportsmanship.
Yeah.
He really does. All of them do. A lot of them do.
Maybe not.
Maybe not Jasper.
Maybe not Jasper.
People hate on Jasper Philipsen so hard.
Dude, his sprint lines are criminal.
I know.
Though. I mean, I love just even watching.
He almost
like,
took out Wout.
yeah,
And
he's dangerous to a lot of other cyclists. That's the one thing I'm like, I won't doubt like his sprint abilities. Like, even watching that Cav doc, you can see like Jasper was fighting for his life in all those sprint, and I think he's just developed this like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to win the sprint, and then a lot of that tactic is just like veering off in a fucking insane line, which I guess I just don't personally get. Like, I don't know. At what point as a sprinter against him, when he starts taking those lines, do you just start doing dirty shit
Yeah.
in response? Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to fucking take your ass
we
out.
should look up all of the rules. I mean, that's known, on the sprint line, you're supposed to hold your line. You can't divert from that. You can't.
But
obviously, there's a little bit of throwing elbows,
the thing
trying to
that
gain
they don't
positions.
really have the ability to judge is if it's like a subtle right-hand turn. They justify their ability to come over because they're like, oh, it's a turn, so I need to have, even if it's a subtle turn. And so that's why like they make the argument. They're like, oh, well, I had to get over to make this. How much fucking road do they have?
Right.
And he's kind of unlikable. He's just kind of got a personality about him that is pretty unlikable. But I don't know. I also I'm a fan of that team because I'm just a Canyon boy, and I don't know.
Totally.
So I don't know. I'm a Matthew Van Der Poel guy.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if there'd be so much of a Jasper situation without Matthew.
Yeah. True.
Because he's he's the fucking bus that he takes every time.
If you haven't watched Unchained, which I super appreciate that series, I would love to see them do the same doc for the women's side. I feel like that would do wonders. It would really support women's cycling. But we've spoken about this before. When is the women's tour even started?
I don't even know. I honestly, what I would kind of be shocked.
Demi's going to take it. Yeah.
I would really be surprised to see. I feel like the women are gnarlier as far as competition goes than the men are.
I mean, I would say as gnarly. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'd say, yeah, it's like the race level and certain things just due to the difference between the men and women's peloton is going to be totally different. But I'm saying the competition level and the intensity of those women is probably far surpassed the men. I don't know. I've met a handful of very competitive sports women, and they are way more intense.
Yeah.
Way more intense.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's a scarcity thing or if it's just because there's so many less spots with women that are probably paid. It's just like anything else. There is this this is mine and I'm going to take it.
For that reason, I would love to see a documentary series. I want to hear the stories. I don't know. Have these women been working towards this their entire lives? Have they had the same opportunities? Obviously, no. It's
even the Lifetime series, they've done 50-50 with the women's, and it's I'm equally as invested in the women's racers in the Lifetime series than I am with the men.
Yeah, we've been watching it as well.
I'd say probably more interested in the women's. Mm-hmm. There are just more characters. There's more personality. They're way more likable. There's some that are not, but
yeah,
most of them
are. For me, it's no different. It's not. I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I know way more about the men's.
Sure.
Pro cycling and what's happening in that than I do the women's. I do follow a lot of the women being a woman, but I would say I know more about the men's, but that's just because of it's because of what's out there.
Those series though are awesome. My brother has just recently really got into cycling, and one of the things that got him turned on to doing a lot more road cycling and getting a nice road bike and all this stuff was that Netflix series, The Unchained. He saw the first, and he started asking me questions. I was like, "Oh shit!" I think
it's going to get a lot of people into it. I have some of my students at the studio coming up telling me that they watched it, even though they're not cyclists, and they were watching the tour for the first time this year and waking up early and watching the highlights on YouTube. And it's so fun to have that conversation with people and who are invested in these athletes and the stories. And there's so many parts to it that you might not understand, that I didn't even understand before getting into it, all of the different tactics that the teams use. It's so much more than just who's the strongest rider out there.
Oh, it's so much strategy.
Very complicated.
It's so much mental. It's so much team building. It's and then, it's this huge payoff. That's one of those sports that just seems so boring on the surface, but the more you get into it, the more you understand. And that's where the Netflix doc, it's you can only watch so much. And I'm a cyclist. I'm not sitting and watching full stages on TV. It just doesn't do it justice. But if you're there,
I wonder about that too, being there. So traveling all the way to the tour. I'd love to hear from somebody that's actually gone to the tour and watched it, because if you're coming from the United States, you take multiple planes, buses, trains, maybe you're renting a car, you finally get a spot and you get to see the cyclists for a couple minutes. Then are you jumping in your car and caravanning and sitting in traffic? I feel like the time you would get to the next spot.
No, it's fucking awesome.
I know they have screens up in some parts, but it can't, I guess maybe it's just the overall experience of being there on the ground, watching the cyclists in person.
It's amazing.
But
it's awesome for a lot of reasons. Okay. So
are you also watching it on your phone? Like,
so
how does it go?
I went to individual time trials in a little town called Pau.
Okay.
So it's just not on aero bikes. It's just like individuals that were going through this small town, small streets, and you get to see each person come by. And yeah, you're not watching them for the whole time, but like, it's so intense, and seeing the cars go through there and like skidding out, trying to like chase the cyclists down. Like that's how fast they're going. The cars are like struggling to keep up with the cyclists. Every cafe everywhere has the tour on, and people are like obsessively watching. So like they don't have massive screens everywhere, but there are screens everywhere that you're watching. There's talk about it. It's all anyone cares about. It's all anybody cares about. So like you're in the know as to what's going on. My wife is not the biggest fan of like pro cycling, but she got swept up in all of it while we were there. So like we got to see the individual time trial in Pau. Some of those climb stages, whatever. I haven't been in that hectic mess of like everybody chanting and getting all in there. I don't know if that would be necessarily my thing. But
God,
then,
sorry.
And then also
Continue.
the finish. Like,
yeah.
That is like they're doing multiple laps. So you get to see them go around and around and around in one of the most like majestic fucking places ever. And then you get to see this like insane sprint. And there's a lot of people, but like you can get and move around and be wherever you want to be. I was like right on the fence.
Interesting.
Watching them go around the like Arc de Triomphe or whatever. And I mean, just the sheer size of that thing with those little tiny cyclists, and they're going so fucking fast. It feels special. It is. We worked it into our trip, and it was like really magical. I think if you were trying to make it solely a trip to go watch the tour, that would be a lot, and it would be stressful. And trying to get from point A to point, I wouldn't personally want to do that. I'd maybe pick a couple stages that you really want to see and make sure it fits into your trip. But it is cool. It's a full fucking environment, and you're in France, which is already like so fucking remarkable, but then you add this like bike element, and like I'll have to show you. I made a little video that I put up on YouTube that has some
now
like,
what
footage
year was
from,
this
was 2018 or 19.
Okay.
18, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll triple check the date. But
who do you remember who won that year?
It was God, what's his name? Short little climber.
You said 2020
2018 or 2019.
Let's see.
Yeah, he's not in the tour anymore.
2019. So wait, 2019 wouldn't have been Tade winner. Egan Bernal.
Yep.
Love Egan. Yeah,
so it was Egan. Yeah, it was remarkable.
Suarez as well. He did. Interesting.
Cool. I would highly suggest it if you're going to be planning a trip there anyway. Like definitely do it around the tour. It's magical.
Awesome.
And my wife, I got to give it up to her. She planned, like, of course she wanted to go there anyway, but like to make it was clear. Like my wife does such great things, and like that's her way of showing her love is doing stuff like that. And she like planned this whole trip, and like I was in heaven. I was really in heaven.
So I have already begun to plan the 2025 trip back to Italy, knowing what I know now. It's going to be an open invitation. I'm finding places where larger groups of people can go. I invited Lindsay and her husband. I think the distance folks might drop in.
Oh, yes.
Sean and I are going to go. So I will keep you on the dates.
You're
Similar to what I did this year. This time, I want to spend a little bit more time in Alta Badia. then go a little bit more up north, kind of towards the border of France. Some of that potentially hop over into France, potentially maybe Austria, Switzerland. I don't know. I do like selecting a location and then really exploring the area. When you try to pack too much in, I feel like it's not
stressful.
restful.
Yeah.
And I love getting to know the heart of whatever little town you're in, meeting the people that run the market and the cafe. That was something that made this last trip so special.
Yeah.
So I want to leave enough time for that. But I'm planning about a year in advance right now.
Good
When
call.
I have the deets, I'll let you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would love, my wife and I have been talking for a while about what our Europe trip will look like, but that would be remarkable if we could just like, even if it wasn't
Even
for
like
the full
a
time, if
few-
it was just like
yeah.
linking up, like, hey, we're going to be here,
Yeah,
we'll
let's
like
get
pop over
together,
there. I'll ride a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus in a long trip like that, my
Then we
wife
could
would
do
probably,
like a hike in the afternoon and
my wife
go
would
to
honestly at
dinners.
that
And
point probably really enjoy space from me as well.
Sure.
So like she'd just say, hey, peace out.
Peace
What is
out,
it
bro.
that Usher says? A-Town.
Is that what he says?
Something like that.
Oh God, more with this. More
Yeah.
with the
I don't know.
slangity slang.
You're here for slang.
Yeah. So, okay, I did want to talk about, because as we were departing last Wednesday or whatever day it was that we did our pod, I had mentioned that I was going to be doing a race with Lindsay on
Yes.
Sunday. It is the first year. It was the Butte County Gravel Grinder.
Mm-hmm.
About 52 miles with almost 6,000 feet, in between 5,000 and 6,000 feet of climbing, which to me is a doable ratio. I did start to have some issues with my knee last week. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was wearing Birkenstocks during work. Who knows? Enough so that I actually went into Kaiser and had a X-ray and an MRI, and I have a follow-up with my surgeon because we're 2 years this month and it's still really, really impacting me. It's this recovery is moving at a glacial pace and it bugs me.
Need to move on.
I
Yeah.
would like to move on. I don't know what it means. I don't even want to hear the S word, surgery. I don't know what it looks like, but I would like somebody to tell me why it hurts 24/7. But
Yeah.
it was Lindsay's 40th birthday, and I will be damned if I wasn't going to do it. So going to sign up, it was Thursday evening. Now, her and I were kind of going in between whether we wanted to race or whether we wanted to go out to Hidden Falls, because neither of us have ridden out there yet. Have you been there?
No,
I've heard wonderful things in Hidden Falls
I've hiked out there.
Regional Park. Some people say it's wonderful for even beginning mountain bikers. I guess they have some more techie trails. It's got everything. Loved past Auburn, correct?
Yeah.
So on Thursday, and our red was on Sunday, she was like, okay, I wanna race. I was a bit torn because I feel like Lindsay's last race, she got second in her age category. And when we are together, we have this arrangement when we're racing where it's like, if you feel strong, you go ham, vice versa.
Totally.
But I haven't been wanting to kind of put myself into that racing space yet, obviously not feeling confident. And with the cost of races, I'm like, I can suffer out there for free.
Sure.
So that's been kind of what's been holding me back from wanting to do another endurance gravel race or gravel grinder, what have you. So I went to sign up for the race. She signed up and sent me a text and was like, okay, go register. And I said, great. So at 8 p.m. I started registering, and then I submitted it, and it was 8:02 p.m. and it says, sorry, registration is closed.
Ugh.
Damn it.
Annoying.
So we emailed them and it said it closed Thursday night. And they were like, yeah, it closes Thursday night at 8. So as I was filling it out, they closed the registration. So in order to do it, I was going to have to arrive early, and we were already going to have to leave at 3 a.m. So then the day before we talked about it, and she was like, I feel like I want to really go for it. I want to go for it out there, and I want her to. So after much discussion, we decided that I was going to wake up and go do a bigger ride with Remy, and she was going to go race by herself. And she got second again.
Kick ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a ripper.
She's a ripper. The crazy thing is she was bombing down this descent 0.2 miles from the finish line, and her front tire explodes. She went down totally flat, and this dude pulled over and was like, "Oh man, can I help you?" And she was like, I didn't know where I was in terms of spacing. She's got her arms all bloody, her kit's ripped on the side, and she's like, "No." And she jumped on her bike and rimmed it to the finish.
Badass.
Yeah. So she said it was a fun route, small turnout, but hopefully it'll be a event that will take off in the future. So
Distracting from you.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So-
how are you feeling about not doing it? You feel like it was just like not meant to happen?
I feel
type
like
thing?
I feel like I was in the headspace to do it, and it's so hard with my knee, with my body in general. And those of you that are, living in these aging bodies can relate to this. There doesn't seem to be any gray area with my body. It's either I am feeling strong, feeling confident, or I am a skijimajoo toilet riz.
Yeah.
Like
You're
whatever.
rizzing toilet.
It's my body's either fully stoked or I feel like I have no business being on a bicycle. So unfortunately, the next day I ended up feeling really strong. My knee wasn't grumpy when I woke up. I didn't sleep wrong. I woke up at 3:30 in the morning naturally, and I was
Whoa.
ready to go.
Yeah.
So it would have been cool to see what I could have done out there, but that's just an indication to me that I'm coming up to the point where I want to start testing the boundaries of where I'm at.
Yeah.
So
That's a good place to be.
yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know,
But I
even
don't
when you
want any-
sign up, it's like one of those things, like maybe it's better if you know that you're going to do it, like sign up really early so that you're like committed. And then it's like, I don't know, if it is a day that you wake up or like something horrific happens, you can always like not do it in the end or something. But I don't know. I find that once I'm committed to that, or I pay the registration or whatever, it just like tends to work out a lot
And we
better.
had spoken early, and she's like, it's my 40th birthday. Like, all I want to do is be with you. So if I have to hang back, and we'll obviously put some efforts through, but it'll be a chill pace. There was 13 climbs. We went through them together, and I was like, yeah, that's doable. There was only one category climb that was about 13% for under a mile, and that's doable. But when I sat with it, I am not comfortable having somebody say, you know what, I'm just going to calibrate my effort and just suck enough that we can ride together. I'm like, that doesn't make me feel good. I'm like, if you feel good and you feel good to the point where you can go out there and hammer and podium, I don't want to take that from you, because that feeling, you can't beat it. You cannot beat it when you have put in the training and your body's in that space and you put everything on the line and then you podium. That's a magical feeling that a lot of people won't ever feel in their lives. So I didn't want to put her in the position to do that.
She is such a nice person, and I think that that's a good friend, right? It's like someone that offers that. But there's two parts to that. It's like, of course, she probably would have been fine with it, period. But then, it's you stressing about that the entire day and just like thinking like, oh, I'm holding this person back. I've been there.
So
and I
just
understand
don't
that.
do it.
So I just don't do it.
Yeah.
And I think you'll get there. I think you're close to doing some more events, and maybe that just wasn't the one.
I'm starting to feel a lot better. Remy and I have been consistently, at least, a few times during the week, waking up at the crack of dawn and busting like 30 to 40 miles out on the road. I would like to do a longer gravel ride. It has been a hot minute.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It has been a hot minute since your girl has been out there on the gravel bike.
Yeah.
So I got to get my Watus out there into the dirt.
It's fun, man.
Yeah, man.
it's fun.
I know. But I had the Dolomites, been focusing on the road. We're doing some bigger rides coming up, but I've been watching my Strava. I've been PRing a bunch of my stuff. I got my hardest quam the other morning at 5 a.m. that I've been trying to get for years.
Hell yeah.
It's yeah. Cool. So I'm starting to feel good, despite the fact that my knee is a dumpster fire of a situation.
You don't need that knee.
I'd love a new knee, but without the recoup. Can I do that?
And knee God, it just doesn't. I don't know. There's just not a lot of success stories about knee surgeries.
No,
it's
I'd love to
like
hear
a
one.
Great situation.
Yeah.
It's just like backs, like they don't like to work on knees, don't like to work on backs.
And I kind of have this reoccurring thing. It starts in my scapula and goes up to my neck on my right hand side. I've been told that I have a touch of the arthritis in my good old shoulder and in my scapula, but sometimes on the bike I can feel it. I can mitigate some of those symptoms by strengthening my core, which is why I continue to do the resistance training, being really aware that I'm not collapsing into my shoulders, making sure that I'm driving through my glutes, my core is engaged, that I'm breathing. So, but on super long bike rides, sometimes your form starts compromising. It does. You start to get fatigued. Those shoulders are falling forward. You're like, oh, the body's saying no, but the mind is saying yes.
Yeah. That was Death Ride in a nutshell. Just falling apart steadily. So your body is just screaming at you nonstop.
Yeah.
Oy. Well,
so that's the race story. What I wanted to talk to you. I don't know if you saw that post I sent you, but I wanted to maybe revisit our little hot or not segment of the show.
Or not.
It's hot. Oh, that's no. It's hot. Oh, that's no. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot.
No, God! No, God, please, no!
You just sent me a post. Which one did you want to talk about? Well, let's talk about the one that you sent me.
Sure.
Why don't you present? You present. We'll put it up on the video. We'll put it up on the screen. But what did you just send me? That was a hot or not?
It is the cooling handlebars.
Oh yes, the cooling handlebar tape.
The new cooling handlebar tape.
Now is this
because
like
nobody likes sweaty palms?
This is the menthol of handlebar tape that was apparently at one of these bike
conventions. Yes,
and I don't know. I don't know if I've ever been on the bike and thought to myself like I need a cooling sensation.
I don't like when my hands are dirty.
Sure.
But that's it. I don't know. Is it needed? Okay, here we go. There we go. All right.
Yeah, so we'll try to put up, I'll see if I can record the video, but at the very least we'll get a photo.
It's water activated with an endothermic reaction. Mm-hmm. And you have to dump water onto your bars. So assuming that you're
what's the company called? Do they even say? Okay,
let's see here. I don't see the name of the company. I guess you could just look up cooling bar tape.
Yeah, there's a video of this guy showing the cooling bar tape on the socials. And so, are we creating a problem that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Or creating a product for a problem that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
That's what they say about like products that don't really last. Is just like, why though?
Yeah, why?
If it was like a constant problem that everybody had, This probably would have been
There
a
we
product.
go. Is it
Glacier
ultra cool?
tape.
The innovative Glacier tape for recreational and competitive cyclists delivers genuine cooling and thermal comfort
So
while riding.
you can get frostbite while on the bike
Right.
on your fingers. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't make you faster. And they're
what's the
like,
Glacier
damn,
tape
that
cost?
cyclist looks like he has cool.
Oh, goddamn. $55 for a thing of Glacier tape.
Yeah. Tested with leading cycling teams, it retains the benefits of conventional bar tape, but it is much cooler. The patented cooling bar tape employs an advanced technology that is activated with water and delivers endothermic cooling as you ride. I want to know, where's the benefits? Cyclists at all levels, from recreational to professional, are impacted by heat and are seeking ways to improve comfort and performance. But in your hands,
Yeah.
I
don't know. It's I'm trying to think of a scenario where I've been like, fuck this bar tape. I need some cold tape.
I want cold tape. How long does it last? How is it different? I mean, it's
these
cold.
seem like,
Why do I need cool hands? Increased comfort.
okay. That's it. That's it.
Can I use it in winter? I mean, these are, what happens when it dries out? You pour water on it. Okay.
Interesting. So when you're on one of these ballistic, okay, let's put this in a scenario, and I'm going to debunk this whole thing.
All right.
I'm not afraid to like make people upset if you're pro cooling bar tape.
If you love a cold hand,
okay,
a frigid fingertip, we're not throwing
if you're
shade your
in
way.
a blistering heat day, you have 2 bottles. You think your ass is going to fucking spray one of those handlebars to cool your hands instead of actually drinking it?
Yes.
I don't think you're doing that. It seems like a waste of the fucking water in your bottles.
You're rolling your bike into the bathroom I don't.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm hitting them with the on that one. I don't.
Good try.
It's
try.
It's a hard knot for us at the Bike Minded podcast.
Yeah.
We are not proponents. Watch next week. This episode brought to
Sponsored by
Glacier Tape came in with a big old fucking sponsorship check, so we love Glacier Tape.
I thought I liked sweaty palms.
I thought I knew what I was talking about last episode, but I don't.
Cooling bibs, on the other hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take a cooling bib.
A cooling bib, a cooling chamois.
Ooh, a gooch.
Icy.
Just icy gooch.
Icy beehole.
Ooh,
Frosty.
just tingles your whole unders.
Yep, your undercarriage.
I bet you're getting some lawsuits from that.
Yeah.
It's going to cause all kinds of genital issues.
Sterilize.
You
You don't need a vasectomy anymore.
No,
Just
you don't. This one's going to do
freeze
it
your
for you.
gooch.
This one's going to freeze all that plumbing and just snap it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so definitely a knot. We're going to go with a knot on that one.
What was the since we didn't do it last pod, we could do a twofer.
We're not going twofer. No, we
Okay.
can't. We got to save some of these because
Okay.
we don't know. We don't know if something
But
else is going to come out.
the innovations are aplenty.
There are innovations. Of course, there was a lot of stuff that you see at Tour, which is new and exciting, and
Yep.
products are being made because us as cyclists,
Can you?
we love to spend the money.
We do.
on the
Cask
bikes.
released the new Nirvana.
I did not see that.
Yeah. Black and white came out yesterday. I will show you. The Nirvana is basically the redesigned Utopia, which has been discontinued. The Utopia, which is a fave of mine. It's their Aero helmet.
Aero helmet, yeah.
Apparently the fit is bananas. I am super into the matte black because, she a goth girl at heart.
Yes.
It's $400 USD. They're doing pre-orders now. I was looking on the Distance website this morning.
They have photos of it up?
Yeah, I'll show you. Shipping out.
We'll put a photo up here of
the new
this
Nirvana's
helmet.
out. I'm pretty stoked. I
Big
want
Cask
it.
fan. Big Cask fan.
Also, I know you're a Wahoo person,
Wahoo
but
boy.
Garmin also dropped their new Edge 1050. It is not solar powered like the 1040, but it has the new the new like
Tap to pay.
glass technology, and it does have a operating time of like 23 hours.
If
It
you
looks
like to max
beautiful.
out your credit card, go ahead and buy the new Garmin head
Yeah.
unit. It's not cheap, but it is nice. I saw them right when they came into Matt's shop. He's got a
I
few
saw.
of them.
I thought he was a Wahoo boy.
He's been all the boys. He's
Switching it up,
Wahoo,
huh?
Hammerhead, then Garmin.
All right.
You know, so he's tried them all. I've
We'll see
followed
how
closely.
We'll see if the
behind.
Enjoy boys turn into Garmin gals.
Pretty hardcore Wahoo dudes.
Yeah.
Just very basic. Like it just gets the job done. And
Yeah.
you can be rough with them. And if I drop that fucking Garmin and
I love
something
it.
happened to it, I'd be.
I do. I love it.
It's good looking. It's good looking. The features that they're boasting about, I'm like, well, I already have to pay with my watch, and the little ringy bell is a cute thing. I think
Yeah.
they're nailing some of the like added feature stuff. I think is really cool.
Some of the added features have like similar features to Waze. You know, you can leave notes for other riders. You know how you can alert people. There's a cop up here or whatever.
Oh, there's also
there's
what's
some
the segment thing where like you can
Yes.
team up with like the group you're in and
Yeah.
like compete.
there's some in-app communication. They're trying to create
Very
more
cool.
of like, more of a digital forum, encouraging their users to have similar to a social media kind of
Yeah.
platform
They're doing a
of
lot,
their own
and I think
Garmin
it's
Connect.
a good. I think
I'm
it's a
here
good
for it.
looking head unit. I think their stuff is great. I've never really used any of their. I had a 520 like way back in the day, maybe an Edge, but that was one of my first legit computers. But other than that, yeah, I've been happy with my stuff. But I think they're coming up with some really cool shit.
Yeah.
Very cool features.
Yeah. But you know, the second that Apple comes out with their device,
Oh,
can you imagine?
I'm going to be waiting in line.
Yeah.
I
That
doubt
would
though.
be
I doubt
pretty
they'll ever
sweet.
dabble in
That'd
that
be
world.
pretty sweet.
I doubt. There's just not enough money to be made for them, probably. You know, they're all in the phone world.
It's true.
I just got a new Apple laptop myself.
Did you?
I'm obsessed with it.
Remy also needs one, but they're spendy. I'm getting to the point where I need one as well. My original MacBook Pro that was the brick. It was huge, super thick. This when Steve Jobs was still alive. It lasted forever. Then the brand new one that had the slider bar, the more features they add, the easier it is to break.
Sure.
That one crapped out right at a year, right when
little
the
touch bar one?
warranty. It was almost like there was a time bomb.
Yeah,
In the
it's probably
technology,
similar
it
to the
just-
one I have. I
yeah.
have the Touch Bar one. Mine's 2012 is when that one
Okay.
came out. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, man, I feel like I just bought that laptop. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, 2012. It's been a long time. I
Yeah.
got quite a few years out of that thing. And then I just picked up the M3 MacBook Air.
Oh, you got the Air? Okay.
I do some heavy software, like, but it's
Sure.
mostly like Illustrator. I do some Premiere Pro for this show.
Yep.
You guys,
Yep.
you're seeing behind the curtain. I do all the edits for the
I'm
social.
a Final
and-
Cut Pro girl, but I haven't learned the Premiere Pro interface yet,
Yeah.
but
It's good.
a little
I mean,
different.
it's just similar to, I know Illustrator like the back of my hand just from doing design stuff. So Premiere Pro kind of is easier, but
you're fancy.
I got those, and then I've been kind of spendy on the Apple stuff lately. I also got the Apple AirPod Maxes, the big headphones.
Oh, they have big headphones now.
Yeah, they've had them for
Really?
5 years now. or
Huh?
something.
Interesting.
They're,
Yeah,
over ear.
you
They're
dropped some bows.
and
you
there's a
did.
few things like I was due for the laptop for sure, and then as I'm doing more editing with this podcast, I'm doing more content for my business, and every time I have to sit on my 13-inch little MacBook Pro that's pretty outdated, it starts like when I run like Premiere, so it starts getting hot.
Oh,
The thing's
yep.
just it's
Yep.
fucking, it's a whole thing.
Same
It's
thing with
burns
Remy.
my lap.
Yep. He
My
has to edit on my laptop because his gets real angry once he starts
Yeah,
trying to
my
edit.
new one, this M3 processor that's on these fucking things. And I was going to go with a Pro because it's like, I always get the Pros. But then I researched, and it's like these new Airs are like, they're thin as shit. They're powerful as fuck. And like, unless you're doing some like motion graphics shit with like crazy, which I'm not doing. I'm doing very basic editing of stuff. It just whizzes through stuff.
I know you're passionate about it because you amped up on the profanities.
Yes.
You love it.
You can tell how much I like something.
You do. When he cusses.
The F-bombs, the C-bombs,
the
the P-bombs,
egregious.
the G-bombs.
Yeah, the
I don't even know
V-bombs.
all of them.
There's every letter.
Name
Put
a
them
bomb.
in. You love them.
I'm dropping it.
You dropped the bomb on me, baby. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, big thanks for the show. I'm investing in the show. I'm investing in this show a lot. And speaking of which, you guys better fucking check out bicycle.com, the sponsor of this show.
Yeah, I just had a client sell a bike on there.
Really?
Yeah. So
If they didn't use my promo code.
they did.
They did.
I'm almost positive she did.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's awesome, dude. I mean, I like as odd as that is to say, and I hope it come across in like a genuine way. Like, as far as sponsors that come to you, there's some that like really make sense to me. I mean, I don't want to speak negatively about the bar tape again. I don't know if Glacier Tape is coming aboard, but as far as bicycle, like, I think what they're doing is awesome, and it gives you access to like a lot of really dope bikes. Some of them are in Europe that you can't even get here.
Sure.
So like,
yeah.
there's some cool shit, and they're making it very easy for people to buy and sell on there. So I mean, yeah, I don't know, with the market the way it is, selling used bikes locally, I don't know. I'd try it out.
Unless you want to go for Craigslist and have your...
Yeah, and you guys heard my Craigslist story where I had to steal my bike back. So there's sketchy stuff happening in these streets.
Sketch McGee.
Don't meet a meth addict from Craigslist. Go over to Bicycle, sell your shit over there.
Yep.
It's a better place. Better place to do it.
Better bang for your buck.
Well, yeah, we're about to the end here. It's been nice hanging with you today.
It's been wonderful.
We appreciate you guys listening.
We got some fun guests coming your way soon,
Yes,
so stay
we do.
tuned.
We do. I've got an update for you on that. We'll discuss post-pod. But we have a new guest coming very, very soon, you guys. So check the episode out next week. Yeah, and we'll hopefully have some awesome photos of your completed bike here soon for people to take a look at.
I'm gonna make a call right after this to see if my head mask cover has arrived, because I want to show you this bike. It's so pretty.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week, and until then, keep that rubber side down, and we'll check you guys next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Later.